Oh man, what's going on out there, YouTube? It's SEL0320.
It's your boy Joe Jackson 030.
Representing JVS. We are back. And this is probably the review of the year, I would say.
Yeah.
One of the biggest movies of the year, the number 19 or 18th movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 10 years of craziness, all culminated to this one film. What did we think about it? It was crazy. It was legit craziness.
Yep.
There was like L's being thrown out all over the place. There was real like raw action. The look of Thanos was, the VFX was just amazing.
Yeah. It's like superb.
Like he looked like a real person, like legit. And I like the trailers don't do the movie justice, honestly. There's so many different misleading things in the trailers and the TV spots that you're not going to catch until you watch the movie. I can definitely say that off real. What did you think, though, Joe?
I loved it. It was a really good film overall.
And this is not a spoiler, man. This is hard. Oh,
I think that it's a good. It was a good like I would say like milestone, or just like the end result. Not well, we know it's gonna be two parts to it, but this is this is good. It's a good film from all the movies that have led up to this point.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, I can rock with this.
Yeah,
I can definitely rock with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a very good job.
Yeah, if you have been with this since 2008 up until now, like you, man, in one way, shape, or form, you're just gonna revel in what they've done with this. Like for them having as many characters on screen as they did, and juggling around all these different character arcs and different situations, they gave everybody ample time to have their one moment. Now, some people were a little bit more fleeting than others, but everybody genuinely had their one moment to express what they were revolving around this story arc. But ultimately, it was about Thanos. This is Thanos' story in so many different regards. Like, Thanos, I think, is a great villain because, like Eric from Black Panther, he believes completely everything that he's doing, every death that he causes, is for a specific purpose. And it's like he doesn't like just kill just for the sake of it. Like he thinks what he's doing is meaningful, and it's beyond anything that I could have imagined. Like, this is the first time we really get to see this man put hands on anybody. But when you see the first hands he put hands on, man, this is a bad man.
I think with that being said, that sets the tone for the entire movie.
Oh yeah,
because you're like,
yeah.
Okay, Thanos is not playing around.
Yeah,
he is not playing around. And one thing that I love about the way they portrayed him in this film is just he's very super powerful, but at the same time he's very collected and just like calm. So he's like, he carries himself in this way, and the demeanor is like he's in control.
Yeah,
like. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's like, imagine the Hulk, as raw power as the Hulk is, imagine if he had Bruce Banner's mind, his intellect, and at the same time the calmness of Black Panther. Like, Thanos has got all those things. And I think that they showcase him very well. It transfers the comic to the film very well. They've definitely changed some different things as far as his origin points, and as well as the arc as far as the Infinity Gauntlet. They've definitely changed that. Definitely stay to the end credit. Like, I think that it's going to be a little hard, though, for you to understand certain things about that if you haven't been following along, or if you don't know anything about the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the Marvel Comics, but you will appreciate it, I can promise you that. But one thing I'm going to have to say, man, before I go into, like, the arcs that I love, I left the movie, and Joe probably felt the same way, I left the movie feeling like I've been in a fight, legit, for 2.5 hours. And like, I caught a beat down. Like, I legit came out of the movie feeling like I got beat down. And like, I lost. Like, I feel like I lost the fight. And like like I'm like, man, I don't even feel like getting back into the ring right now. Like that's legit how I feel as a consumer, as a fan. Like I feel like everybody brought it. They had different moments where Tony and Doctor Strange, gold. Thor and Rocket, gold. Like, there's so many different moments, man, that they did such a great job. But I think that Thor, out of everybody, this is the best I've seen Thor, period. I think that what they did with Thor in this one services even more so than Thor Ragnarok. I think that this was depth. I think this is Chris Hemsworth's best performance as Thor. Him as a god is really showcased in this film more than any other film, and I thought that they did a great job. But that's not to say that everybody else didn't do a great job as well. Like, there was some really good performances across the board, but those characters that never have interacted before, they got it, man. Like, when you got Okoye and you got freaking I'm gonna say Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, like fighting hand in hand together, like, it's like, how does this happen? But what am I watching right now? And I think it still hasn't really hit me. But Joe, what did you feel when you came out of the movie theater? Without spoiling anything.
I can't say.
You what?
I can't say. I feel like if I do say, it will spoil too much. Or I can't say. I'll just say I love the movie. The movie was dope.
Yeah. I think it's definitely one way I can say without saying anything about what he can't say is that you feel completely different than any other Marvel movie coming out of this film. Like, every other Marvel movie they've had is nothing compared to how you're gonna feel after that. For good or bad, like, you're gonna feel a different way coming out of this movie, one way, shape, or form. But yo, Vision and Scarlet Witch, their arc was as equally good as Rocket and Thor's arc. Like, it was weird, man. Like, I really was rallying behind Vision and Scarlet Witch, and I thought they did a really good job with their dynamics, and they acted it well. It was positioned well. They took things very seriously. There were comedic moments throughout, but I feel like they tailored them with the right kind of tone based on the situations that were happening. Even like Peter and Spider-Man, like, there was a moment toward the third act, I was like, Lord, what is going on? But then there was a moment with Tony Stark and Peter Parker in the beginning that was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So it's really weird, man. I don't know how to, I feel like I can't really say too much. I really can't.
Yeah, you really can't.
Because there's so many different hidden gems. There's so many cameos for characters that you would never expect to be there.
Never expect.
Never. Never. Yo, oh my gosh.
Never expect to be in there. You're like, whoa.
But Thanos is at the center of it all, y'all. Like, where there is misery and pain and suffering, there's Thanos.
Yeah.
like
and it's like, you're in the film, you're reminded, okay, Thanos is Gamora's dad, or like adopted like dad.
I mean, it's really her dad.
Yeah.
She hasn't known anybody else.
So, and it's like, how does she deal with that?
Yeah.
And you get to see that, and that's actually really cool to watch too.
Yeah.
Cause they explained and go into that pretty well.
Yeah. Even with Peter, like Peter Quill, I thought this is the weird thing. I think that this movie serviced the Guardians of the Galaxy as a whole way better than Volume 2 did. I think that honestly, the Guardians of the Galaxy were way better in this one than they were in Volume 2. And I know that sounds weird. I don't know how to explain it.
Nah, you're right.
But like, every single one of them functioned better, were funnier, emotionally had depth to them, and it meant something. Like, it was even crazier. Like, they have so many different callbacks. Like, again, if you've seen any of the movies you follow from 2008 until now, I've gone back and looked at all these 18 movies. Bro, there's callbacks to movies that I never would have thought they would go callbacks to. And I just can't bring them up. I can't talk about them. We're going to have a spoiler discussion about it eventually, a spoiler review later on. But all in all, man, I really did enjoy this film.
Yeah.
I think that when I watch it again, I don't know how I'm going to feel the second time watching it. Just because there's so much that happens, man. And we didn't even talk about action. That's the weird thing. We have yet to talk about any of the action beats. There's so many fight scenes. Yeah. There's so many different action moments that take place everywhere. Yeah. It's like, this is probably the most epic action-packed of all the Marvel films.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All of them.
And you know, Thanos, his squad, like...
Oh, Black Order, Black Order is serious, man.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, like, we never saw the Avengers, like, fight a team of villains before.
No.
They have a squad themselves, and yo,
them jokers ruthless.
Yo, they ruthless.
Them jokers ruthless. Oh man. Yeah. I'm just sitting there thinking about the L's that people just take, man. Man, yeah. When you see the very beginning, the first 5 minutes maybe.
First 5 minutes sets the tone for the rest of the movie. Yeah. And, like, it puts everything in perspective.
Oh yeah.
It puts everything in perspective. And my favorite line in the whole movie was said by a certain character. And he's like, Thanos is coming. And I was like, yo.
Oh, I was thinking about the same thing.
That is the best line in the whole film.
Especially when you know who says it.
Context
and who says it.
In the context of the film, and when you actually in the moment, you're like, yo, this is real. Like,
yeah,
like,
boy.
This is impending doom real.
But you're going to leave out of the film, like I said, you're going to feel like you've been in a fight. You're going to feel like you lost. You might be even mad. But it's undeniable this is one of the most epic Marvel movies they've ever made. And it's very ambitious. There's definitely some tropes that I know can't stand. I know there's just some things that I know for a fact they're going to have to call back and bring up later. In some way, shape, or form in another Marvel movie. Like, it's just undeniable. But for what this movie did and what it is, you should just take time to really appreciate it and enjoy the movies. Don't go in with any expectations. Don't go in with any preconceived notions about what character is going to do what. Just know that Thanos is coming and he is not playing any games, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say.
They also do one of my concerns was like the humor in this film, like, because you know Marvel always includes a lot of humor.
They be trying to make it cheesy.
Yeah, but they do a really good job of, like, they'll have one moment that's kind of funny, and they would have like seconds later it would be a serious moment.
Yeah,
and it's like, and this movie has like these bone chilling moments in this film, and you're like, yo, this is crazy. Like 2 seconds earlier was funny, and it's like it just goes from just that to a bone chilling moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's one moment with Tony meets Doctor Strange.
Yes.
That scene alone is just like, what? You're like, yo.
I think the funny thing about that scene though is the fact that if you looked at the other films and know where they are in their life and like what's the seriousness on both of their perspectives, it's a funny scene, but it's a very serious scene. Same exact thing for Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a scene that's so funny, but yet at the same time it's like, yo. Like Thor makes this one comment and like I was like, yo, there's some deep layers underneath his comment that he said. And I can appreciate that. And I think that there are some forced comedic moments sometimes, but it never loses traction. It never is like too much, like kind of like a Guardians of the Galaxy situation. Like it really did work throughout. So the balance and tone, as much as the action, as much as the drama, and the acting. I think the acting was great. I think that everybody did a great job in terms of their action or their acting in this one.
Yeah, but they did a good job. Yeah, because there's one character, I won't mention them because he might like, oh, he'll try to figure it out. But anyway, there's one character that's like, that goes through a lot in the first 30 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
And they're kind of joking. And I was like, bro, what's up with all these jokes that they're making? And it was like, oh,
I get what
they're using humor to cope with their pain.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, dang. I was like, yo, this is kind of, what y'all doing, bro? Y'all trying to get me in the feels right now. Like,
oh no, bro. There's a couple different moments that like legit, like I was like, yo, I don't know how I'm feeling right now. Like, especially when desperation hits. There's gonna be a situation in the film, this is maybe like midway, when the reality of the situation is apparent, and it's like desperation is a reality, and it's like, what you gonna do about it? And bruh, man, that joint had me in a way, man. I really didn't know how to feel in some moments in this movie, but yeah. It was good. You should definitely go check it out.
Definitely check it out.
But just don't put too much emphasis on this being just it. Like, just hold on for the ride, because there's definitely ramifications to the situation that happened in this movie. There's gonna be ramifications and repercussions for what happens. That's all I can say.
For everybody.
And I think if you take that into consideration in your perspective of this movie, knowing that this movie is going to have ramifications that will ripple throughout the rest of the cinematic universe, then you'll be able to really enjoy this film.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give this a number. I just really enjoyed it. I might eventually, but if I said some bad stuff about this movie, it's me nitpicking. Like, legit. Like, this is a dream come true, and it's a cinematic marvel. No pun intended. Yeah. You got any closing thoughts?
Nah, bro, that's it. That's it, man.
So great VFX, great action, real ramifications. If you want a ramification, you're gonna get them.
Yeah. Side note, that's some of the best VFX I've seen
Marvel, dude.
In a grip, like just in a movie in a while. I've seen, other than I think Blade Runner's pretty good.
Oh, and we saw it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
So the entire film, you know how like with IMAX, like you see the whole stretch of the whole entire screen? Because they shot this whole movie in IMAX, the whole screen the entire time was wide open. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Like, it was never like a widescreen kind of panned out kind of moment. Like, it was throughout just amazing. So definitely go and check it out in IMAX 3D if you can. Yeah. Yep, that's all we got, y'all. Yeah. Go check it out. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this review. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. But the Avengers, man, they might have to take a break. Peace, y'all.